Even though an average 75% of the highest paying jobs in every city across the globe are management positions, Christians seem to shy away from taking on business leadership roles. Think about your own church organization. How many of them that you know of are actually managers, let alone executives? In my travels, I've come to understand the top 3 reasons for this unfortunate imbalance. Keep watching to find out not only why there are so few Christian marketplace leaders, but what we can do about it. Hi, my name is Shawn Sommerkamp, and this is Motivationeer Christian Coaching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Please hit the bell icon so you can be reminded every time I post a new video, which I do 2 times per week. Please also consider becoming a member at motivationeer.com. Your membership really supports this channel. Thank you. I talk about this topic so much because I'm convinced the higher up the chain of command we go, in the corporate world, in the small business world, in the US government, the greater impact we can have for Christ. Christian business leaders can sway the entire culture of their company toward the gospel of Christ, the truths of Christ's teaching. They can even influence marketplace practices within their industry. If you've never heard of it, please go to the website Giants for God. It's a collection of some of the most impactful Christian business leaders in history. Each of them used their considerable influence and substantial financial resources to support the poor and needy of the world and to spread the gospel message, not to mention the hundreds, if not thousands, of employees that they could provide support for. We've heard of Chick-fil-A's Truett Cathy and Hobby Lobby's David Green, and yet there are more that you may not have ever heard of. Anthony Rossi, Tropicana, John D. Rockefeller, Standard Oil, Marion Wade, ServiceMaster, Tom Monahan, Domino's Pizza, Asa Candler, Coca-Cola, Bud Paxton, Home Shopping Network, and there are others. Just go, please check out that website. It's really interesting. When I do Christian professionals workshops in a given city, the number one statistic that remains the same no matter what city I'm in is that 65% to 85% of the highest paying jobs in that city are in management and leadership roles. It's a given. Why? Why are management positions paid so much more than individual contributors? I briefly covered this in a previous video. It's because of the immutable law of labor. In its simplest form, if a lot of people can do the job and a lot of people are willing to do the job, it won't pay very much. We know by this economic principle that corporate leadership roles are paid more because people are either unwilling or unable to do them. Which brings us to the 3 reasons Christians are unwilling or unable to take on business leadership roles. Reason number 1, long work weeks. Christians are rightly devoted to the fellowship, to the apostles' teaching, to the breaking of bread, and to prayer. Unfortunately, they mistakenly believe that taking on a leadership role in the company means an immediate and automatic 60-hour work week, which would obviously take them away from serving the church. Of course it would, if it were true. A client hired me to help him achieve that next level promotion, which he did in a very few short months. After he did, however, I didn't hear from him for quite a while, so I started reaching out to him and texting him. And when he responded, I asked him why he wasn't able to connect with me. He said it's because he was now working 60 plus hours a week and just didn't have the time. So in the text, I said, let's jump on the call, let's talk about this. So he made the time, we got on a call together. And when I asked him, hey, why are you working 60 plus hours a week? He said, because all of the other managers do. We have a very deep belief that once you're in a management role, it means you're supposed to kill yourself for the organization's benefit, even if it means working 80 hours a week. It's just automatically now required. And as a result, we don't pursue leadership roles for ourselves. It is likely that we believe this because all of our managers who led us in the past lived by this philosophy. The question we want to ask ourselves, and the one that I indeed asked this client of mine, what if you could learn to get way more accomplished than all the other managers in half the time it takes them? Would you want to know how to do this? He said what we all would say, of course. Yes, the key is learning how to exponentially increase our efficiency without sacrificing quality. And we are able to do this. In fact, the way has been paid for us already by companies like Toyota. It's the lean manufacturing process, which now has been applied to lean transactional processes as well. And it's quite easy to learn this when we focus our attention on it. In fact, this is really what made Toyota #1 car manufacturer in the world. I really can't go into it now, and I do recommend that this is a worthwhile research project. Look into this. Continuous process improvement. It's the idea of removing little bits of waste from everything we do every day we do it. And with this leadership philosophy and practice, working endless hours is a massive waste of time. Reason number 2, dealing with drama. Yes, leadership requires that we learn how to lead our employees. In a 2018 survey of 3,900 employees across something like 2,500 companies, CareerBuilder discovered that 58% of the managers that they interviewed had 0 management training.
0.0.
That is impressive. And when asked what their #1 issue was after becoming a manager, it was dealing with issues between coworkers. The very reason why many Christians I know that don't pursue leadership roles, because of the employee drama. And they don't pursue these roles because they often feel ill-prepared for dealing with these types of employment issues. Whether it be dealing with personal employee tragedy, harsh employee criticism toward their leadership style, performance management concerns, salary negotiations, daily, weekly, monthly accountability, the time it takes to meet with all of your employees once a month, every other week, etc. I am making a promise to you. All of this can be learned in short order with just a little bit of training. Organizational leadership techniques that are readily available right now can be applied in even the most dynamic employee issues that exist today. And let me say, as you've heard me say in many of my other videos, Christians have a distinct advantage here. We've been taught from the first day we stepped into the kingdom of God up until now the power and importance of loving others. That's what this all comes down to. When we view team leadership dynamics from the place of love, the responsibility to lead becomes the righteous and wonderful opportunity to lead. If you're unsure about pursuing a leadership track in your company, take some time to do research and develop your own leadership philosophy. And consider hiring an executive coach to help you with this. Reason number 3, playing corporate politics. I've heard many Christian professionals say, I don't know how to play the corporate politics game. This too is another limiting belief. I covered this in depth on my last weekly group video conference call. The 2-hour session had over 60 other Christian professionals from all across the globe. Greece, Nigeria, the Philippines, Norway, Canada, all across the US and other places I honestly can't remember right now. It was incredibly dynamic. You can access that video by going to my website, motivationeer.com, and becoming a member. Just go down to the search bar and type in politics, and you'll find it right away. I'll give you one big hint about the content of this 2-hour video. There is no such thing as corporate politics. We cover it in depth in the video. Please go check it out. As Christians, we can have an even greater impact for Christ as we pursue higher and higher levels of leadership, climbing the corporate ladder. Not to mention, it increases our earning potential, which we can help way more people than we can today. It's a worthwhile cause to consider. I hope you will. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for 2 new videos each week. Tell me in the comments below about your career situation, and I'll make a video for you with a shout out. You can also become a member at motivationeer.com. Your career is not just a way to make a living, it's a way to transform the world.